Data protection compliance in Uganda is still low despite the enactment of the law in 2019. In 2021, over 200 data protection officers from various public, private and civil society organizations were trained to help their entities cope with the new law in a bid to spur national compliance levels.
An estimated 90.6% of the trained 212 data protection officers lack certification that recognizes them as competent officers.
In the digital world, things are changing very fast, so you must move with the technology. And even this data protection law, very soon we shall amend it, because technology is improving very fast. We must always close on the gaps. Already we can think we have arrived, and someone uses some technology which we didn't mention and steals our data.
According to the Data Protection Training Needs Assessment Report that was conducted in November 2022, 64.2% of the trainees had not been involved in the detection of personal data breaches, 62.7% had worked with other qualified personnel as apprentices, and 87.7% had not encountered a personal data security breach in their work.
Back when I was in academia, we analyzed data that had been collected in 1 year, and it was more than all the data that had been ever collected ever since data was in existence, or people began collecting data. So you can imagine, in just 1 year, that information has surpassed all the data that was collected in all other years and beyond.
Under the Data Protection and Privacy Act, if you're going to process personal data, you're required to get the consent of the data subject, and that is that human being whose personal data you're collecting.
In a data-driven economy, mishandling customers' information could yield catastrophic consequences.
There's not so much awareness out there about what cybercrime is, how it happens, and how it needs to be done. And it means this will need collaboration across not only the private sector but public sector.
So if there is any breach on data collection, management, process, production, etc., then you are entering the core of breaching one's rights. Okay, and this might have implication. One, you might compromise their security and safety. You might compromise their well-being.
In 2019, Uganda became the first East African country to enact personal data protection laws, marking the month of January as the time to spur awareness among citizens and their rights concerning personal information. Nega Shakira, Wadulo McArnold, UBC News.